Are we live on the Zoom? Yep. Let's see if YouTube has us yet. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheila Karuna. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila. If you are watching it live, you are seeing it on Sassy Seer Sheila. If you are seeing this on See if YouTube New Light Streaming Love, you're watching the recording. Oh, hello, Lady Hawk. How are you? I got your Facebook friend request, and I believe I approved it. I hope I did. So, I took the weekend off. But the minute I got here, well, the minute I logged into Facebook just a few minutes ago, I had to record another one of Jason's, and I will be putting that out after this. And boy, oh boy, did it get me going already. Trust me. I got to tell y'all, just a little bit of conversation I've had this morning with my housemates and whatnot about different things. It seems like the older I get, the more I understand that nothing in this realm is what it appears. And it hasn't been for a very long time. It's not that stuff is just now wrong or whatever we want to think it is. No, 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 no. No, the difference is it's always been out of whack. Now we're starting to see it, or at least I am. I don't know. I can't judge by everybody else because it's very real that not everybody is seeing the same things I am. We don't all wake up at one time. Boy, wouldn't that be lovely if we did? But I also now know with all of me that a lot of it has to do with our consciousness level, where it is, what oh, isn't that interesting? I cannot believe this card came out. Arise. Card number 13. To me, that's 13 is the dark feminine number. I've said that before. For me, doesn't mean that's what it is necessarily. I'm just saying for me. A lot of people have issue with the idea of the dark feminine. Not me. Not me. Everything is whatever we make of it, by the way. That's what I've come to know. I've been through 63 years of thinking stuff was one way and just learned this morning, oh no, it ain't like that at all. Well, I survived right up until that moment. So I suppose, but I tell you, when I say nothing in this realm is what it appears to be, man, if y'all, the best advice I could give anybody on this planet is to keep your mind open. Open to new concepts, open to understanding that nothing you've been told in this life is exactly the way you currently think it is. Because we are taking information into us from a perspective that is only the compilation of everything we've ever experienced so far. And in no way, shape, or form does that mean that we've experienced everything there is to experience. And therefore, and in conclusion, that means that I have only understood from the limited space of what I have experienced in my 63 years. And trust me when I tell you that it's pretty damn limited. Change is unavoidable. Ain't that the truth? And I learned through all of what I've learned so far that according to my astrology, my black moon, which also encompasses the primary fear, is the fear of change. Isn't that interesting? So I came here to get over change, to get over the fear of change. Woo, good times, man, good times. I laugh because, what else you going to do, right? Oh, I could get all butt hurt and why did I pick all of this? But that don't make no sense to do. It just doesn't. And it doesn't change anything. Wow. Wow. Oh, how beautiful. Land, animal, sun. Okay, I hear that. I was trying to get away with a very small reading this morning, but the surrender deck is coming at me from across the room. Oh, I need to share with y'all something. I did a video and it's up on both channels about how you could help support one of the members of New Light Streaming Love team. She's a single mom. She does have a job, but she's unable to work right now because she has had to have spinal surgery. And I'm about to update her. I did a GoFundMe almost a full month ago, and I'm the only one that ever even donated to it, which is really kind of sad. I mean, I know at any rate, I did a video showing all the different ways that, like, if you need a gift for somebody, she has created some really awesome things that can be purchased for gifts for people. And if you just want to help support her, even $5 will help. There is a GoFundMe. It's on my Facebook page. I'm about to update it because she has been made aware of there's going to have to be yet another surgery because it looks in the x-rays as though they might have dropped that girl on her head while she was out, while she was under anesthesia, because she came home with loose teeth in the front. And now she's gotten a hold of the x-rays of the pins and rods and things that are in her neck. And one of them looks broken. So that means more time out of work. And she's just going to need us, those who might care, to rally around. So if you can spare $5, that would be lovely. I don't have a large following on this channel, as you might gather. on Sassy Seer Sheila, there's not even 200 subscribers. There's been a lot more views of late because of Jason Gray's work, but the folks that are coming to view that apparently are not subscribing, and which is fine. None of it's monetized. It's not like it supports anybody, but I really would appreciate any assistance to help her, being that she is a single mom with a job that she is unable to go to right now while she is in a neck brace and home recovering from surgery, spinal surgery. So anything y'all could do. And there's, like I said, I'm going to put in the show more section of this video, I will put the other video that I did where I take you to www.newlightstreaming.love and I show you how to get to all the items that she has created that you could purchase. And her sister will help her get those sent out to you. That's a way you could help support her. Okay, so we're going to start with the Rumi deck. No, we're not either. Good Lord, this one's screaming. We're going to start with change is unavoidable. But, you know, that's the other thing. Can I just say, make sure you follow your inner. And I also wanted to share that from my observation of what I've been watching, different things, right? Even folks who aren't on the quest for the truth of who they are and or trying to get to the truth of who they are, on some level of us, we absolutely know what we're doing. We do. And as long as I follow my inner nudges, I'm always going to be right on time, no matter what I might think of it. So this is the card, change is unavoidable. And boy, that is one heck of a card. I love this deck by Rayanne Phelan. Raven Phelan. Change is unavoidable. Every second of every day you undergo change. Your perception is altered by what you see. Wow, wasn't I just talking about that? What you see, feel, and experience from one moment to the next. Your body ages and moves closer to death with every breath. Well, I have a distinct feeling that we actually could change that if because I certainly have. It's almost as though I've watched myself go forwards and backwards in time, which is very interesting. Autumn will always come to end the bounty of summer, and the new hope of spring will always follow the winter. Change is all around you. Do not let your fear bind you to the past and prevent you from enjoying your present and future. Stop fighting. You cannot resist the inevitable, so choose instead to embrace it with acceptance and peace. I could not agree more because it's going to happen anyway. And like I said, I keep being shown where it's nothing is what we think it is. Not one thing. I've gone all this time in my life thinking that things operate and behave and are this way, only to learn that no, not at all. It doesn't operate like that, and it actually never has. It's not that it's changed and now it's operating that way. Oh, no. It has always operated that way. So I might as well not be in resistance to it. The surrender card is surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Well, I now I know why this card was yelling at me from across the room. I had a very strong reaction to Jason's writing that I just recorded. And you will see it because I will be putting it out on both channels this afternoon. Um so very interesting that. So this is from the Rumi deck, and I haven't been using it of late, but I will. I was guided to pull it out today. And interestingly enough, arise is what came out. Wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise to challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Oh my gosh. Wait until you hear what I just recorded. Oh my goodness. Don't sit at the bottom of the well not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice within calling to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. Rumi. I dance before you in sacred spectacle, hoping to garner your attention. Look at me, I cry to your ailing spirit and despondent flesh. Look at me. If you were to look up, you would see that I am a mirror of your own being, your light, your heart, your spirit, your all. Yes, there is pain. Yes, there is a letting go taking place, and you are frightened and uncertain sometimes. But you make this mean something that it does not. It means that you are to turn your head away from what is dying. Do this gently but firmly. Turn your head toward what is living. Look at me. I will show you truth, and you shall laugh your deepest belly laughter with so much glee, sharing in my secret that the only force at work in your life is unconditionally loving divinity. I see in you a divine wild child and sacred heart. You have gumption, chutzpah, guts. You dare to love where others only see pain. You dare to believe that everything will somehow work out where others see only what they judge to be wrong. You see love where others ply fear. You seek freedom where the world still buys into manipulation and propaganda. Don't lose heart, beloved wild child. Dare to believe. Well, I feel like this. Yeah, this is exactly what I needed to hear right now. You are right to do so. It is the divine rebel in you that refuses to surrender hope. Give up the fight, perhaps the battle that comes from a place of fear, but never give up your hope. That hope in your heart, that optimism and patience for growth into love creates a light within you that helps the world see through darkness. It becomes a candle that shimmers contentedly upon the windowsill of your heart temple. There it is, more obvious even in darkness. The stars do appear to shine brighter at night, beloved, but don't become consumed by your nightmares. They will pass with the coming dawn, you'll see. Don't give them too much stock. Instead, put your attention towards that defiant candle of hope that burns as is its nature and purpose within you. Can you sense its warmth, even in the presence of cold fear? It shall warm you now, and if not, then I come to remind you, you are a blazing angel. You are filled with holy fire, and you shall prevail. Oh, the joy of you, the expanse of you. You fill my own heart with your magnificent essence. I see and know the great beloved in you. There, the great beloved is, looking out at me from behind your eyes. I see the candlelight of your heart temple flicker within your gaze. That is what the candle of hope honors, the workings of the great beloved, so creative and crazed with love for you that all circumstances of your life, down to the tiniest detail, are evoked out of love. Love, out of passionate desire, takes you from despair into hope, from holding on to letting go, from turning away to opening up. So the great beloved takes you across the moonlit ocean into the temple of the cosmic heart. Here, an eternal flame burns bright with hope, igniting the light within the hearts of all of humanity. You see, it's that flame I feel like Jason's speaking to, that eternal flame that is there always, even when the little me didn't recognize it as such, right? The ego personality portion of me. You are being asked to trust, to gently lay to rest the suffering that has been, perhaps because of what you have labeled as the failure, the doubt, the losses and setbacks. Yeah, I really have stopped doing that because I keep being shown where no matter what I feel like I have to label something in the moment that it takes place does not mean that I'm correct in said labeling. I've been shown where, yeah, not so much in quite a few things. They are so little in the greater scheme of you. Put them aside, allow them to rot and become fertilizer for life. But do not try to keep them alive beyond their earthly expiry date, lest you become tainted or poisoned by the rot. Let them go and instead focus on what is alive now. Can you sense that before you is a great being of light, a greater pathway opening up? This is truth, blazing angel. This is truth. Take the step. So easy is it when the light of the heart is felt within, reminding you of your own divine nature. The world is here for you to experience so that you may realize divinity in its majesty, mastery, and love, more so than ever. All serves that sacred purpose. So embrace it. Find your faith, be at peace. Know that no matter what appears to be, all is well. I think that's what the message that I keep being given because, a lot happened over this weekend. I've only heard bits and pieces of it because I was trying to stay completely away from all of that kind of stuff. But it still finds you, even when you're trying to stay away from it. And it would be easy for folks to, be swept up in it and think, well, this is it. We're all going to hell in a handbasket this time around. But I just don't think that's the case. So find your faith, be at peace. Know that no matter what appears to be, all is well. You are so loved, it cannot even begin to be translated sufficiently into words, but it can be transmitted from my heart to yours, just as the sun catches dried tinder and sets it aflame. This oracle comes with a message for you. Arise. You have been downtrodden for long enough now. Perhaps you have been feeling defeated, put upon, underestimated, or walked over in mind, body, or spirit by others or your own doubts and fears. Enough now. You are liberated through the hope in your heart, the defiant optimism that buoys your spirit and demands that you shall have your dawn. You shall rise like the sun and begin anew now. Step up. It is your time. Wow. That coupled with this stress, surrender stress, and change is unavoidable. And then this last card, which we're going to read, but I always equate horses to freedom and no stress and all of that sort of thing, right? Wow. So this was an important one. Let's see. Let's see what the alchemy elementals have to say. This go round, land, animal, sun. Land, animal, sun. It's one thing to love animals and to scratch them behind their ears and to tell a chihuahua in someone's purse that you like its sweater vest. It's quite another thing to actually commune, to truly commune with animals. When was the last time you ran alongside a horse, feeling the joy and freedom it feels sprinting across the land? When was the last time you rolled around with a dog, not just looming over it while patting it on its head, but humbled yourself by bringing yourself to its level and playing with it the way that dogs actually like to play? When was the last time you sang along with the birds and harmonized with their melodies? The wisdom of the animals are profound and their messages run deep. Avail yourself of the medicine they carry through communion. Allow the animals to teach you through their ways and through their language. They are our guides here. Walk well with them. Well, like I said, that's kind of interesting given the rest of this reading for today. I keep being shown that there's for me there's a lot of codes and information coming from the sun. There's a lot of electromagnetic anomalies, and oddly enough, over the weekend I did see an article about the South Atlantic anomaly. There is something now NASA is talking about, an a electromagnetic anomaly that is in the southern Atlantic, and it's growing. And well, all the all the planets have electromagnetic fields. We have electromagnetic fields as well, and our hearts in particular have measurable electromagnetic fields, which the Heart Math Institute actually has been doing some research on. So for me, when we have pulses come from the sun, because that's what it feels like when it happens, it's gotten to the point now for me that I can almost call it whenever we've had a CME, right? Or strong solar wind headed towards the earth. And I don't really understand all of it. All I know is that I feel as though it helps me in some way. It doesn't feel like it's help sometimes because it can feel heavy. It can cause all manner of disruptions of my field. And I did read just recently where they are now aware. They are at least admitting. I think they've been aware for a long time, but they are now admitting that electromagnetic anomalies affect humans' health in varying different ways. And so I discovered that was the case for myself quite by accident. So, just try to remember whenever you're feeling kind of weird, that might be the case, that there might be something. And in some cases, it feels to me like it, even though, again, this is one of those things where I might have labeled it as something bad at first. I don't see it as something bad now because it's as though my consciousness has been expanding. And I don't know that it could be attributable to what's happening during this interplay between the electromagnetic fields. But I can feel it, and I sometimes wonder about it. Mostly too because I can see, sense, and feel things when that's going on that I can't otherwise. Like, when there's this interplay between those fields, we see auroras, right? I've been getting stuff like that behind my eyes. Whenever I go to meditate, sometimes I see things that look very much like the auroras happening, right? So I really don't understand all of that in any sort of way, but I think it's very interesting indeed. Well, thanks guys for being here, for witnessing me have this little moment with myself. I generally feel like if you were drawn here, then there was something here in this reading for you as well. And I'm always interested to know if that's the case. So please feel free to comment, and do subscribe if you're not subscribed, just because, I like to know how many of you are actually really paying attention. Until we meet again, I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you, and keep an open mind with yourself as you do that, because, man, I'm telling you, for me, that's the only way forward. Because the minute I actually solidify something into a belief, it makes it that much harder for me to entertain something else. And there's just too much that is happening right now to show me that nothing at all on this planet is what any of us have been told, what any of us have learned, what any of us might think we know. I started asking myself those questions. So what makes me think I know that that's a true statement right there? Because, then I started thinking, well, wait a minute, they made a bunch of assumptions to be able to make that work. And if those assumptions right there may or may not be true, then that means that right there may or may not be true, which is what the whole thing was based on to begin with. So, but of course now that means critical thinking and not just believing what you've been told all your life. So I said this once to a friend of mine who said, well, I don't know how do you think like that? I said, well, let me ask you something. How do you know that this is the color blue? Were you told that? Oh, I don't know, maybe from the time you were 2, that this equals blue? Is it really? Do we know that for sure? And I know that sounds like a really ridiculous thing to say, but the truth of it is somebody somewhere along the line decided that this was blue. And I challenge you to ask yourself those kinds of questions about almost everything and just see how much you come up with. And where did they get that information? And who told them? Did they have to memorize that in order to get those letters after their names? Well, who decided that? And who decided that was on the test? I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff, man. A lot of questions. Till next time, be well, my friends.